All right, let's talk about Baker Mayfield here in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the leader in touchdowns. Baker Mayfield now in passing touchdowns. Really good stuff here, and I think a good day against the Saints. A weird game. We'll get into the 3 interceptions. Many weren't his fault. Again, we'll get into all of it. But let's start off just with some positives. For one thing, a play like this, which is, they didn't go to Mike Evans too often in this one. I think he's still dealing with an injury, but they're going to him here one-on-one against Paulson Adebo. Watch as when Mayfield runs a play action, you see Evans has some separation. And I think with Mayfield, this first quarter, he was just on. There were throws, and he wasn't missing anything. Watch, you see, he makes this one really good stuff. He started today 9 for 9, so that helped with that big 17-point lead that they got. Obviously, they, again, things went wrong. We'll get into it. But he was making, these throws, kind of the ones you're supposed to make, and also some of the ones you're not supposed to make. For example, this play, it's going to be, the way this one works, it's an end zone situation at the 4-yard line, man coverage, and Chris Godwin's route is going to be this quick slant over the middle in a one-on-one matchup. You see when this play begins, as of right here, Godwin's going for the inside leverage, and if you look at Mayfield, this is, for better or worse, this is who Mayfield is, and sometimes it's for better and sometimes it's for worse. He's in the throwing motion now. He's making this throw. He's going to trust his receivers. He's going to trust his guys. And for someone like Chris Godwin, pretty good guy to trust. Watch as Mayfield gets it over to Godwin. They're able to make a catch, get into the end zone for a touchdown. Again, really good stuff here from Mayfield. It's not an easy throw at all. And again, it's that combination that these guys do this every week at this point of the Godwin slant route. What makes it so effective is those are routes you have to get there in a hurry. You see how Mayfield really just bombs them in there, and Godwin's so good at making the catch that, he doesn't drop anything, so that combination really just works. And then something like this is later in the game, but this is a huge play in the game at this point. There's 12 and a half minutes left, and the Buccaneers are up 4 points. So if they get a field goal, hey, you're up 7 points, you still want the 3, but there's a big difference between being up 7 and being up 10, which is what it ultimately ended up being. You see Kate Otton's route against zone coverage. It's one that certainly could work, but watch what happens. Mayfield takes a snap. He's going to look in that direction, and he doesn't love what he sees right here. So, okay, doesn't want to make that throw. Well, no worries. Let's move on to your next read. Again, Mayfield very quickly getting to the next read, and again, doesn't love what he sees here either, which is unfortunate. But watch him step up. For a second, I think he wanted to run, but there's a Saints player who is right in his face. Can't run right here. Again, 3rd and goal. Are you going to have to just take the sack? Well, no. He's still keeping his eyes downfield. Gets back to his first read, Kate Otten, who's now open. And Mayfield makes this awkward throw, but sometimes in the NFL, you have to throw awkwardly. As long as you can make it catchable pass here, that's what he was able to do. This is really good stuff for Mayfield. Again, seeing the field so well, this is what got him drafted 1st overall back in the day, is because he can do this type of thing. We can get into the interceptions. The interceptions, they were what they were, right? This one, it's going to be a Mike Evans route going over the middle right here in a one-on-one matchup. The commentators brought this up, and I think they're right, that I think Mayfield just misread the coverage here. Watch how, when Mayfield takes the snap, looks over towards Evans, and as of right now, is this open? Honestly, you could still make this throw if you wanted to. Hey, it's Mike Evans, you can trust him, but I don't think Mayfield would in this situation. Mayfield loves to take chances, but I think they're correct in that the Saints have been playing a lot of zone. I think Mayfield looked at this, thought it was zone coverage again. If it was, this would be wide open. Instead, also really good play by Paulson Adebo to get over there, get your head turned around, and make that catch in man coverage. That's some high-level stuff, so gotta tip your cap to the defender. Every time there's an interception, we always talk about, was it the quarterback's fault or not? Well, sometimes it was a good defensive play. In fact, usually it's a good defensive play. That's what happened here. Still, one that, you have to put blame on Mayfield, though. He should have read the coverage. Sure, it was a good play design and all that. He still should have read the coverage. Shouldn't have made this throw. It was a bad job by Mayfield. But, I'll give you a 1. You're going to have mistakes. You're going to misread coverages in a game. It is what it is. The second interception was this one, where it's wild interception as you see off McMillan's hands, who was going down. Mayfield kind of bombing it in there. Those are hard passes to catch, but definitely a really fluky interception for it bouncing back up and directly into a Saints player's hands. That's a bad break, and obviously this came in a bad spot when the Buccaneers were reeling, had just given up 13 points in a few minutes, give up another touchdown immediately after this, so that wasn't great. And then also this one at the end of the half, I mean, look, they could have had more points. They were just on the outside of field goal range here. Again, another tipped pass just bats off of we can sit here and say it's all luck. Good job by the Saints defender to reach his hand up and make the play, but definitely there's a big element of flukiness for that with Mayfield. It's hard to blame him too much for these 2 interceptions. So he did also throw a pass that was dropped by a defender, so you could argue some of this kind of evens out. But as a whole, if you look at the box score, you might say, wow, he was really putting them in a bind. Wasn't really the case. And then I got to talk about this play because this was just fun. So huge play in the game. Again, Tampa Bay, kind of people are going to look at the final score and say, wow, Tampa Bay dominated. But we're less than 20 minutes into the game. We're over 2/3 of the way into the game, and the Saints are leading right here. So definitely the Buccaneers want to get a drive going. Have just had their offense kind of stalled after going up, 24-20. The way this play is designed to work is you have 3 receivers running different lengths down the field. Usually one of these gets open, often the middle route, but if that doesn't get open, then usually the more underneath route is the one that you can look towards, and that's going to be Chris Godwin in motion, so always good to look in his direction. Watch how, when Mayfield takes the snap, he is going to look in Godwin's direction, just flips it to Godwin, and again, it's a 2nd down and 5. Hopefully Godwin can break a tackle and get the first down. If not, okay, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. Let's try and make something happen. Well, Godwin does break a tackle and actually gets through a couple players. It looks like that Saints player, Alontae Taylor, looked like he kind of, instead of going for a tackle, looked like he was kind of going for a big hit, which is, again, just not a great idea right there. I think that was a bad decision. Got to make the tackle. Drives me crazy. I feel like I watch games every week where there's someone going for a big hit, and I feel far more often it results in something bad happening than something good happening. Godwin's a guy you got to just wrap up, and because he didn't watch Chris Godwin go, gets all the way into the end zone for a touchdown, and the Buccaneers never looked back. Then their rushing game got going, and they were scoring on seemingly every drive in the 4th quarter. So, yeah, really good stuff here from Mayfield. So, yeah, listen, maybe not a perfect day from Baker Mayfield, but a really good one, I thought. Did a lot of really nice things. Those are my thoughts on this performance. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.